Hey, it's Jen. Thanks for hopping on. Let me know where you're watching from. Drop your location. I love to see where my video reaches. And just a little about me. I'm a dog mom. I'm an educator and an overall badass at helping others. So join me today as we discuss how we can grow our brains. I'm probably scrolling. You're like, what? Grow our brains? So I've actually have talked about this before, but we're going to be talking all about growth mindset in our brains tonight. And so actually this is something that I've really, as an educator, had incorporated a lot into my lessons because I think this is so important to teach, especially to kids when they're in school and they're learning brand new things basically every day. Right? We want to make sure we're promoting the most supportive environment and teaching at a young age how to create that important and supportive environment for ourselves. So basically this psychologist, Carol Dweck, all right, in 2006, she's the one that really coined growth mindset. And growth mindset is you think your abilities and your talents and the things inside of you that you might not be as good at, with practice, you can get better, right? Our brains are a muscle. And when we practice and practice and practice, it starts to take root. It starts to you start to believe it. So when you have a growth mindset, you're being flexible, right? Your brain, your brain is growing. Your brain is doing different things when you are doing something that you have never done before, right? It's a little challenging. If you gave up every time something was a little challenging, would you ever learn something new? So when we have growth mindset, we have, on the one spectrum, we have growth mindset. On the other spectrum, we have fixed mindset. So growth mindset, you think, anything that you might not be as good at and you practice, you get better. Someone who has a fixed mindset just thinks your abilities and talents, you were born with them and that's it. You can only go up to a certain level. It doesn't matter how much you practice. It doesn't matter how much you study, prepare, anything. Your ability is your ability. So you're pretty fixed in your mindset that you can't look beyond that. That nothing that you will do will grow beyond that fixed rate, that fixed spot. So when we're trying to really reframe our thoughts, right? When we come up with a negative statement, I'm not good at, right? That's a fixed mindset. You're already determined, you've predetermined that it is something that you can never get better at. Which is not true, because with practice you can. So when you have that fixed mindset thought, you have to reframe it, right? You have to change that narrative. I'm not good at blank. You can add the word yet to the end. A really powerful thing that I had up in my classroom is a brain. And when I would hear one of my students say, I'm not good at, or I can't, it's put that on the wall. And they would literally take a Post-it and write on it whatever negative comment, I'm not good at math, and they would have to put it on the yet side of the board to show that that's something they were working on. They were expanding and growing their brains. So I want you guys to kind of do something similar. When you catch yourself with that negative thought that I can't do this, I can't do that. There's a lot of I can'ts right now, right? I mean, we really literally can't leave. But I'm saying there's so many things that now's the perfect time to pick up a new hobby. Is there something that you've been wanting to do and you're like, oh man, I don't have time for that, or I'm never going to be really good at it? Now's the perfect time, right? Change your mindset, reframe that thought. Yeah, you can do it. Go practice. So that's why this is such a powerful tool, because when you're aware of the negative statements that you're saying, if you can be aware of that, you can change it. becoming aware is like the biggest step, I feel. Because then you're acknowledging that, oh wow, like, man, my mind is a little negative, or yeah, maybe I can work on that. So I have a little activity, and I like to think, that there's different areas where you can still have a fixed mindset and not even realize it. So I'm going to read like an area, and then I'm going to read the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. And I want you to think, like, where do you fall on this? So for challenges, a fixed mindset would avoid challenges. It'd be like, peace out, I'm good. But a growth mindset embraces challenges. You guys know with a growth mindset, like, yeah, it's going to be hard, but you're going to be able to do it. So when we think of an obstacle, a fixed mindset, you give up easily, right? And you're like, man, the first little bit of hard work, you're like, peace, right? That's a fixed mindset. A growth mindset in the face of obstacles would persist and still continue to do it, no matter what the setback. Oh, hey, everyone jumping on. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Elizabeth. So we're talking all about growth mindset. And the next one is effort. Someone who has a fixed mindset, they see effort as fruitless, as a waste of time. Like, whatever. Someone that has a growth mindset that is looking at effort, they see that the path, I'm like, what? They see that the effort is the path to mastery, right? You have to put in effort to get good at something. If something is challenging, you have to put the extra time in to get better at it. That is a growth mindset. So this one is hard, okay? This is a hard one. Feedback and criticism, right? Someone that has a fixed mindset will look at feedback and criticism as nothing that they can use. It's a negative experience. It's a negative thing, whatever. But someone that has a growth mindset, when they're looking at feedback and criticism, they're taking that and they're learning from it. Okay, what can I do better next time? What can I change? What did I already learn that I can now put into place? Growth mindset. Success of others. This one's really hard too, right? If you cannot celebrate the success of others, you're never going to go anywhere. So when you feel threatened by the success of others, that is a growth mindset, right? Growth. That is a fixed mindset. Oh my God, no, erase that. So when you feel threatened by the success of others, that is a fixed mindset, right? You will never grow. You will never be the person you want to be if you have that mindset, especially around the success of others. If you cannot celebrate other people, it is not going to come to you. But on the opposite end, having a growth mindset, looking at successes of others, you're learning from it. You're seeing what they're doing. You're maybe taking some tips and putting them into play for yourself, right? You're learning and growing. And this one, mistakes, right? Oh my goodness. All the time as a teacher, you constantly hear kids talking about the mistakes they've made. And you're like, whoa, mistakes are the biggest tool for growth. So if you have a fixed mindset and you're looking at a mistake, you're like, hate them. I'm going to avoid making any mistakes because I can't handle it. Like, I'll tailspin out, right? But someone that has a growth mindset isn't afraid of making mistakes. They're not going to avoid those challenging things because they're looking at it as an opportunity of growth. So really when we think about growth mindset, you want to think about your brain. Your brain is growing, right? You can grow it with things that are positive, right? Changing that mindset, changing the way you talk to yourself, the way you think about yourself, seeing that negative and reframing it into a positive. Doing all those things, it's going to help you. And we're in such a negative time right now where it's so easy to default to that negativity, to default to like taking in all that fear-based energies and not wanting to do things to improve upon. Like, this is the perfect time to pick up a hobby. This is the perfect time to fix a habit, right? We have some extra time. Now is the perfect time to do it. So when you do notice those negative thoughts are creeping in your head, acknowledge them, send some love to them, and think, how can you reframe them? So I hope you guys found some value from this today. If you would like my top growth mindset activities that you can do at home and you can do with your families, slide on into my messages and I will send that stuff right on over. Otherwise than that, I hope everyone is staying safe, following procedures, loving on each other from a distance, check on each other, all right? We're all in this together. Bye, guys.